Well, this is going to be an interesting one. What's up, everybody? Damn, my shit is... I might have to turn down. I may actually do that.
I might. I don't know. My volume is...
You're like...
I don't know.
distorting crazy, though.
Who's distorting?
You are distorting.
I'm distorting.
Yeah. Turn it down a little bit. Go ahead and talk for me.
You.
Oh, wait. You're one. That's right. You're number one.
I'm number one.
All right. How's that? Go ahead. Talk.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. It's a little boomy.
My headphones are a little, being a little fucked up. I don't know whether it's my extension cable or whether it's my headphones themselves, but...
Yeah, you're on one. That's right. I thought these got switched. But yeah, okay, there we go. That sounds better. Yeah, you were just like really boomy.
Boomy?
Boomy.
Boomy?
A boomy. Slightly boomy. So, hello everybody. So,
You.
yeah, like I said, this is going to be an interesting one. Holy shit, dude. But
What the fuck is going on?
But before we get all of that, there's other stuff we do have to cover first. So last week we tried to do a hookup with Cut the Cord Radio, or Cut the Cord Live. So that's right, he changed the name of it. And apparently it didn't work out too well on their end.
Yeah, apparently.
None too well. None too well, unfortunately. And what'd you get? You, Justin? You all good?
Yep, I'm good.
You good? Good, bruh? You good, bruh?
I'm good.
So, yeah, we still have it on our end. I haven't gone back and listened to it yet because I've just been so busy with fucking work. But, I mean, it was cool to try, you know what I mean? And I'm going to try and get a hold of Tyler at some point in the near future and teach them boys how to do what's called a mix minus.
Gotta teach them boys how to do mix minus.
And, basically what that is even their sound guy down there, Pat, who's a genius. He's a really, really slick guy. He knows what he's talking about and what he's dealing with. Even him down there was sitting there saying the same thing of like, yeah, you know what, PJ's onto something. We gotta figure out how to isolate these guys from our mix, because the basic gist of it is a mix minuses, and you've probably had this happen to you when you talk on Skype, and someone's not using headphones. As you talk to the person that's on their device, their microphone picks up their speakers and sends it back to you. So you get this weird like Doppel effect that happens.
Yeah, it's like a bounce back.
Right. And the thing is it's that much more pronounced and awful when you're doing what we do. Actually, I can't turn the camera, but when you got like a board set up and you're running their audio into the board and then our mics back out to them, well, their audio will also get sent back to them if you don't set up a separate channel for it and all that type of shit. So unfortunately they were having them, because they also do like a TV format versus what we do, like radio style ish.
Yeah.
So they don't use headphones, they use stage monitors.
Yeah.
And there was a feedback issue there, or at least back feed. I won't call it feedback because people will think, I can't simulate it. My bad. Sometimes you can put your headphones up too, and you get the wee. So they were having that slight issue with the back back feed. We'll call it. Okay, I'm not trying to be all technical.
Bounce back.
Bounce back. There we go. So there was the bounce back physically from the room, but then as we were talking, we would sit there and we would get a bounce back through their board, like straight through their board.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hopefully try and get a hold of Tyler and see if we can get that shit worked out. Because I'd like to. I mean, because not just for us to like call into them, because they run twice a month. But just anytime in general they want to do it. Plus, I like doing that shit, dude. You help your friends out. You're like, oh yeah, man, I'll help you with your show. You know what I mean? Like you get them all squared up and going.
And plus, it was kind of a cool little thing there. Doing something that I'm not sure anybody's done on YouTube before, which is 2 different shows
streaming
live,
at the same time.
Streaming, also being on each other's show.
Right. I mean, it may have been done before, but I'm pretty sure it was done with something like Google Hangout and not really. Well, I'll say this with dick fingers, polished.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to fucking do. and like they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of stinks that it didn't work out. They had to chop it. They had to completely chop that shit out of their episode because it just did not work on their end. Which is unfortunate if it happens, you know. But I mean, who really wants to listen to us talk either? What was that one joke that one skit that we were going to try and do? Actually, turn the microphones on, but just go like.
Yeah.
So then we would get people sitting in our chat. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, your sound's not on." I'd be like, "No, the sound is on. This is how we're talking right now because no one wants to hear it." I still think that 5 minutes that I forgot to turn, or no, that 5 minutes we forgot to unmute the mixer. I think that's like that was probably our highest rated, our highest rated and best performance ever. So before we get to the absolute fucking insanity. Let's just kind of like lightning around some shit here real fast. There's Supreme Court started their term today. And oh my God, it's not looking good. We'll have to see because the first case that they're going to hear is a Wisconsin case about gerrymandering. You familiar with that term? Political gerrymandering. Well,
I'm going to take a Rick and Morty tack. Oh, I know what gerrymandering is, but I'm going to take a Rick and Morty tack here.
Okay.
Anything Jerry is bad.
Yeah. By the way, the ABCs of Beth, the last episode I saw.
Yeah.
Dude, this show is incredible.
It is. It's the best. One of, if not the best television show.
I mean, dude. Rick and Morty to me is up there with Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and Sopranos.
It's so fucking. It's when you really fucking watch it, it's really complex. There's plots on top of plots. There's overall fucking story arcs.
Yeah.
There's sub arcs. There's fucking subtle clues, and the continuity of things, like is really good too.
Well, I mean, just the Citadel episode, the latest Citadel episode, the Rick Lanius mix up or whatever it was called. That one,
Atlantis mix, something.
Yeah, that one was cool. But then the Beth one was great because you got a lot of canon and backstory on Beth, the mom. You know, and it turns out that she was trying to be Morty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. She was trying to be Morty and you know do stuff with her dad, who is the smartest mammal in all of all the universe. You know,
little did she know that
she is him. Like just the way that she was just, oh my God, I am my father.
Yeah.
So good.
You can't be a Morty.
Yeah, it's
only Mortys can be Mortys.
Yeah. You got to throw the burp in there too.
I don't have to burp at the moment.
I'm just telling everyone we're live. Not that it's going to help with our 76p post reach. Oh well.
Maybe it'll help us if I talk like Rick.
Yeah. So the gerrymandering. All right. So the brief of it. Gerrymandering is basically when you go and every 10 years we do a census to determine population. Also other demographic statistics. How many men? How many women? I don't know if they necessarily do income. That's kind of done every single year via the IRS. But families, you know, if single man, well, that can kind of be done with the IRS too. But I know it's just basically men and women and how many people live in your house. Okay, we're gonna do another one in 2020. We did one in 2010. We're gonna do another in 2020. I think they do ask you other questions, but you don't have to answer them. The reason why they do that is because then they have to then look at, okay, how are the district lines drawn for the representative districts, mostly for U.S. House of Representatives and state House representatives. County senators, United States senators, those lines are kind of already done. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not redrawing California any fucking time soon. or Pennsylvania or Virginia or any of them. So what gerrymandering basically is that once politicians get the census data, usually this affects the party that's in power in the state houses or at the federal level. What they then do is they then go over and they basically redraw the districts to better reflect the populations.
So they say.
So they exactly. So, but what happens when they call it gerrymandering is when the politicians basically draw their own district, and they set it up where they put, and parties will do this, where they try to isolate the other party into
they're trying to redraw the districts to their advantage.
Exactly. And I mean, we have one in Pennsylvania that's actually been used in court against this, even though this is a Wisconsin case. I think they brought this one in as an example, or at least in some of the preliminary arguments. They call it the Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle.
It literally, I forget where it is exactly, but I think it's down here in Southeast PA. But it literally goes like this. Like the horns, like the antlers of a moose, completely around all these other areas, and they basically just, and to be honest, and what it is it's been, gerrymandering has completely favored Republicans, like since they started really getting into these, really fucking with these districts since 90, 2000, and 2010. That's why there's more physical votes cast for Democrats across the board, yet because of how the districts are set up, Republicans win the election.
Yeah.
Okay? It absolutely happens. And I mean, again, that's why you sit there and you get the craziness. Like, I mean, I know it's a different race and a different set of circumstances regarding the Electoral College, but that's why you have a motherfucker that's why the person who got the most votes in the popular vote still loses the election because of because, you know what I mean, it's not the same, but it's kind of similar. So that's a big case that's going on right now, and I don't understand why they don't have the no cameras in the courtroom for the Supreme Court. I really don't understand that rule. Like, I think this shit should be heard.
I think every fucking meeting, unless it's a fucking top secret meeting, it should be fucking publicly watchable. They work for us.
Well, and it's also like
if they're deciding something that affects all of us in our system, then we should be fucking able to sit there and watch it happen.
Well, we do have C-SPAN, and I mean that does cover the chambers. You know what I mean, and even the subcommittees and everything.
But like
else.
This Supreme Court thing,
that one though,
you're not allowed to have cameras in here. It's like, why? All right, so some murder trial, it's just stupid. Like, if it's a public proceeding, it should be publicly viewable.
Well, here you go. Murder trial. OJ.
Yeah.
OJ had cameras.
Yeah.
Until Judge Ito said no more, shut him down, and then they stopped, and then he brought him back. You know, you know. I wonder. Let me throw this at you. The ban on courtroom cameras, is that to stop any glorification, sensationalism of the crime? You know what I mean? Like,
well, if it's a responsible broadcaster like C-SPAN, then I don't see how that would be the case, because C-SPAN, they just go, like, they would just plop a camera in the courtroom and
that would be it.
And that would be that.
Well, and also, too,
they wouldn't be there like Fox News, like, a latest development, blah, 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 you know.
Right, yeah. I mean, the most that you hear on C-SPAN is, tonight at 8 p.m. on Book Tour, we have Richard Wolff and his latest release, blah, 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 blah. You know,
tune in later for...
And then 9 o'clock this evening, or no, they'll even be like, at 9:10 this evening,
Yeah,
we will then replay the House subcommittee
because there's
on
no commercials.
Right, yeah, it's like at 9:10 we will then replay the House subcommittee on energy and their discussion of HR 79234. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, that's the most you ever get. And then the best, honestly, is the Washington Morning Show, where they just straight up, there's a guy, he literally just reads newspapers. He literally just reads newspapers and news stories to the people, and then you call up on the Democrat line, the Independent line, or the Republican line, and then you'll get someone who'll call up and they'll be like, we'll just say for the sake of parody here, someone will call up on the Republican, caller on the Republican line. You're on the air, and the guy will be like, "I can't stand that closeted gay, secret Muslim socialist Obama from Kenya, blah blah blah," blah. And he'll go through his rant, and then the narrator, the person on the screen, will just be like, "Thank you for your call."
Yeah.
It's. But yeah, again, I don't understand why they don't have them court cameras inside the Supreme Court, especially for something like the gerrymandering cases that are coming up. Like,
fucking
they really
something that
they really
should have the ability to watch.
Because I mean, this affects like who is your representative,
Yeah.
and the gerrymandering has been a problem for decades.
Yeah.
Decades now, dude. Long before you and I were even old enough to fucking vote.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I just I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that one. What else are they seeing? There's also a couple cases on the docket. One of them, I'm trying to do this from memory. There was the gerrymandering one. Then there was also a big one, and this is why Neil Gorsuch, and this is why the folks are like, "Oh, the guy just does his job." Shut the fuck up, okay? Like, this is why Gorsuch is a problem, because they're basically going to see, and I don't know how this is constitutional, but like they're basically seeing if public employee unions are legit or not. Like, it's a union question. And to me, I think that's a like, how is that even being worded to the fucking Supreme Court? Because the First Amendment says you're allowed to have freedom of assembly.
Yeah.
That includes fucking gun groups, fucking political activist groups, and fucking labor unions.
Yeah. Like, what people don't realize is the fucking labor unions are what fucking part of what got us out of the fucking Great Depression.
Yeah.
It's because fucking workers were like, "Look, we've been working at this fucking factory, and you've been paying us shit. We're not gonna fucking deal with that anymore."
Well, and even
You either pay us all fucking good amount of money, or we're all fucking walking, and then you're out fucking all of your employees, and you're gonna be fucked.
Well, and it's going to be interesting because this will probably come up in our gun talk later on about, like, labor unions did take up fucking arms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Battle of Blair Mountain. That's where the term redneck originated from, because all the miners were wearing red handkerchiefs so they could identify each other in the fucking smoke. You know what I mean? When they were going up against the fucking union busters.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition were fired, but no one died. I mean, people got hit, but I don't think anyone died. So that's going to be a big one too, and that's why you worry about guys like Gorsuch on the fucking bench. He's frozen trucker. This guy has ruled against workers time and time and time again. And I'm tired. Everyone's all like, well, he ruled 98% in the majority. Yeah, but a majority of his cases were appealed and then overturned at a higher fucking level. You know what I mean? Like, what majority are you talking about? When the court system, which is already skewed and slanted far to the right anyway?
Yeah.
Where's this balance that everyone keeps bitching about? Oh my God, they put Sotomayor on there. She's such a liberal. Yeah. Compared to what fucking the environment is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, dude. So look, those are two big ones that are happening. The other big story, I guess, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
They are still fucked. They are absolutely
unbelievable amount of damage down there.
And did you hear what great fucking leader had to say today?
No, what did he say?
It was like, Puerto Rico, listen, your relief effort is kind of busting our budget here a little bit. He basically,
what a fucking dick.
And that's not that, dude. That's not even the first time. Last week, this cocksucker sat there and said, "Oh well, if only they had their," basically
They
paraphrasing,
want everybody to do everything for them.
right? The shit
It's
he
like,
said about
fuck you, dude. They just had their fucking entire fucking island completely devastated by a fucking hurricane.
and you're bitching about the fact that they're in financial
They're
troubles.
fucking Americans, you fucking cocksucking dick fucking licking asshole.
Oh, please don't hold back.
Trump, you're a fucking dick. You're an absolute fucking dick. They're Americans. Fucking do whatever fucking is necessary.
Oh, but
don't fucking pull a Bush with Katrina. Fucking send fucking, even your own fucking generals say, fucking get the fuck, we need more fucking resources. We need more people to get to get shit fixed up. As it is, it's fucking going to take like 6 months to a year.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
They
Trump
at least-
is just
dude, they at least-
Trump is just making things worse.
They at least had the
because they're just Puerto Ricans. I'm sure that's what his fucking mentality is they're just Puerto Ricans.
Well, he probably
they're not a state, so why should we worry about them?
yeah, right. Probably that. Which, by the way,
He probably sees it as, oh, we're giving them foreign aid.
well,
It's like, no, they're fucking Americans, you dumb fucking orange-haired, Cheeto-encrusted fat fuck.
Well, let me throw this at you real fast, quick tangent. Puerto Rico, statehood or not?
I think they should become a state.
Absolutely.
I don't see why
There's
they shouldn't.
3 million people down there, dude.
I don't know why the Virgin Islands aren't a state.
I don't know why.
I mean, I can understand it's just tiny little islands, but they're fucking their own little fucking thing. They should. I mean, if Delaware can be a state, why can't the fucking Virgin Islands?
Well, yeah, dude. Google.
Washington
Google.
D.C. is considered a territory.
They just finally got the ability to have congressional representation and to be able to vote on the president. Like this past election, they
The Virgin Islands.
No, fucking DC. They just got it.
Yeah.
After how many years?
I don't even
Since
know.
they fucking built this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's Well, here you go, dude. Google me. Total population of Delaware. Here we go. I mean, I could probably do this myself. You all can play at home too. Just Google this.
Play at home, folks.
And I don't know. Population of. Let's see who gets there first. I think I got there first. Yay! 952,000.
Yeah.
There's not even 1 million people in fucking Delaware.
Yeah, there's more people in Philadelphia than there is in.
There's three times the amount of people in fucking. No, not 3, 4 times. Yeah, because 36, right? Like 3.4. We'll just round up, say 30. Yeah, there's 4 times the amount of people in fucking Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And they can't vote on a president.
Yeah.
They get no representation in Congress.
It's fucking.
Yet they have to follow all of our laws, pay in the Social Security, pay in the Medicare. They deal with our tax rates. It's insane, dude. Like there's more people in Puerto Rico. And here, let me throw this. Okay, so what was it? We'll say 950.
There's 3.4 million people in Puerto Rico.
And of course the number's going down because total population of Montana. There's more people in Puerto Rico than Delaware and Montana combined right now. And I still got to find another state with at least 1 mil. You know, population of population by state. Oh, there you go. Population by state. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the way that this guy was coming off and the way that he was saying this shit, it's just, dude, it's just so fucking ignorant. Like, why would you sit there and put money? You're sitting there bitching about the fucking budget.
Yeah.
When there's 3.4 million some people.
All right. So
what do you
every state that has less people in it than Puerto Rico: Iowa, Mississippi, Arkansas, Utah, Kansas, Nevada.
Wait, what number did you start with? Because then it'll make it easier to count, to give you 30. There's 20 more states. There's 20 states.
Yeah.
With less population.
So it's Iowa, Mississippi, Arkansas, Utah, Kansas, Nevada, New Mexico, Nebraska, and West Virginia, Idaho, Hawaii, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Montana, Delaware, South Dakota, Alaska, North Dakota, District of Columbia. Oh, wait, no. Well, they don't have, but yeah. Okay, so
19.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, wait. Well, no, yeah. Well, Puerto Rico still has fucking. Wyoming has 582,658 people.
So All right, see if I
This
can.
is according to 2013 census data, but still, like,
Dude,
and they
it's,
don't
yeah.
have fucking statehood.
And they're getting told to watch their budget. Eat a fucking bag, dude. Like,
Yeah, they're they're one of our middle of the range population states, but they're not a state, and it's bullshit.
do they got them listed up there or no?
No,
They should. So they would fall in between who?
they would fall in between Connecticut and Iowa.
Yeah, Connecticut and Iowa. Yeah. 51 states. Okay, so everyone's got to go and put another star on the flag. Hey. Big
Yeah.
deal. Big deal. You know.
Oh my God, how are we going to rearrange all of the stars so that we can have 51 states? We can't do it because then we have a star over here by itself in a little corner. Oh my God, now the Virgin Islands are asking for statehood. God forbid. Now we have to have 2 little stars over here in the corner.
U.S. Virgin Islands is 102,000. And Guam.
Which is still...
Well, it would
Okay, yeah, it's
yeah, because
that would be absolute bottom, but
Guam has 162. Still, okay, that's on the bottom.
yeah. So those would be the bottom states. So that's 53 states.
Who else is a territory? Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, U.S. territories. There we go. Got it. Guam, Northern Marina Islands, Puerto Rico, United States. I love Googling live on the air. It's fucking awesome.
Oh my God, these slacker Americana guys Googling on live broadcast, so unprofessional.
Okay. No, it's
Sad.
It's sad slackers. Sad. But no, okay, so
They should just get a job.
I have one, dick. What the fuck?
Trump wouldn't consider that. He'd just think slackers. They must be unemployed.
Okay, so
They must be on welfare.
they got so here's the unorganized unincorporated, they call it unincorporated organized territories: Guam, Northern Marina, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Then they have a thing called unincorporated unorganized territories: American Samoa, Baker, Howland, Jarvis, Johnston Atoll, Kingman, Wake Island, Midway. These sound more like military bases or places that we took over and tested a nuclear fucking bomb on. That, yeah, that is not inhabitable. Bikini Atoll, you know what I mean? Like,
There's nobody living there but the mutant people.
listen, I know this is how Godzilla started, but
Mutant people don't have rights. They can't vote.
so that's probably what he sees of Puerto Rico. Fuck. So the thing is the ultimate hypocrisy of Dickbag was basically like he's bitching about their budget and that they're having problems, but it sounds like they're going through the same garbage fucking banker control that
Slackers, terrible ratings, sad.
So it sounds like they're going through the same dick shit that fucking New York had to go through when the coalition of 9 bankers ran, or 8 bankers out of 9 ran the city during the loan crisis. It sounds like that's the same shit Puerto Rico's going through right now. Oh yeah, is it popping up on screen? Woot, woot.
Technology. We have the technology.
I'll see it here in a second. So, oh yeah, Eric. So when you type, you'll be able to see what you type on the screen now.
Yeah. And later viewers will also be able to see
what shit everyone was talking.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for him to start just trolling Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, Baba Booey. So it just fills up the whole screen. But yeah, so basically the one thing about the hypocrisy with Dickbag here is that he set up a golf course down there. And he does it the way that the way that a lot of businesses do it, where it's like, give me the tax, the same thing he did to fucking New York. You know, give me a fucking tax break, for like $33 million, and within it, like, and then the golf course fails, and
It's a Trump business,
right?
Of course,
Exactly.
It's eventually going to fail.
So the thing is that he walks away somehow, some way out of a settlement with $600,000 in his fucking pocket. Yet Puerto Rico gets fucking stuck with a $33 million deficit. Because they promised, they said, okay, yeah, we'll give you a $33 million tax break in the hope that, okay, we're going to make the money elsewhere through the sales tax, income tax, tourism, which is going to carry like hotel tax and luxury taxes and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like, which again, I understand that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole part of doing like a tax break, which is seen as an investment. We are not going to ding you for $33 million up front, or over the course of like an X amount of time frame, in the hope that, you know, we invest in you and that your work all of a sudden, so you know, so that doesn't, you know, so that they get the kickbacks, not so much kickbacks, but they get the growth from other sectors. Now, Eric said, so should I talk about stuff that totally dates this episode? Dude, we're once a week. Does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like, so there was, so the Puerto Rican thing, dude, like that really just irks the ever-loving shit out of me about it, dude. Like, it really fucking, there's people fucking dying.
Yeah. There's people dying.
Half the island
Most of the power is out. Fucking, they don't have the logistical capability to fucking... And the fucking government is fucking like, oh, here's a fucking container of food and a container of fucking water. But it wasn't. Yeah, it's like, dude, fucking, they ain't gonna fucking do shit.
And even then, to get
it's like, hey, the fucking building's on fire. Here's a cup of water.
Right, but hang on. But even then, that container of food and that container of water is completely useless because it took them 3 to 5 days before the Jones Act got lifted. And the Jones Act basically said anything that's sailing into Puerto Rico has to fly a U.S. flag. Like, Europe can't send shit over.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
You know what I mean? So it was something along those lines where if it's like a territory, it can't take on a ship from a foreign entity. It has to be an American ship. Okay, and it was mostly because of like the U-boat issue and all that type of crap. From like back in. Pokemon Go is very popular. I think you missed it by a year. So yeah, I mean, it was. So even then, like that was something that could have been done, like that. All he had to do was just sign an EO that temporarily waived it for the next 6 months. John McCain's trying to get it repealed because he's like, it's an outdated law. It's fucking stupid. Why do we have the Jones Act? You know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Only United States ships should be required to fly a United States flag.
Well, that's what happens anyway. But this is who's calling into the Puerto Rican port. Only U.S. ships can go to the Puerto Rican port.
That's fucking retarded.
From what I quickly glanced,
if that's the case, that's absolutely retarded.
Yeah,
because like if France or whatever country wants to fucking send aid.
Let him.
I mean, fucking Trump's not fucking doing the fucking proper shit.
No, he's down there like, you know, practicing free throws with fucking toilet paper and fucking paper towel rolls. You know what I mean? Like it's and then literally sits there and gets in front of these people at this press conference today and says, "Oh, you're kind of breaking our budget a little bit. You're kind of busting our budget a little bit here."
Like you know anything about budgeting.
Exactly. He's the last motherfucker to be talking about budgeting.
Mr. fucking bankruptcy.
How many times now? Like 5?
I think it's like 6.
6 fucking times, dude.
And between all the businesses he's had failed.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that 6
Trump Steaks, Trump Airlines, Trump Magazine. That's 3 right there.
The golf course.
Down
in Puerto Rico.
Fucking Trump Taj Mahal.
All of Atlantic City, basically.
So that's 5 right there, and I'm sure there's at least 1 or 2 more. Like,
well, and that's business failings. Like that's separate from personal bankruptcy filings, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if he's filed for bankruptcy 6 times, that's because of his personal wallet.
He uses bankruptcy as a tool for his businesses. That's what people are talking about when he's. I mean, he's gone bankrupt personally. I'm pretty sure, but like when people are talking about all of his bankruptcies, he uses bankruptcies of his businesses to prevent himself from going bankrupt.
Right, and it's to blow up his book, clean his book, and then he gets to start again.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit there and say that garbage ass line of thoughts and prayers, because I just remind myself of that line from Bad Santa, wish in one hand and shit in the other, and tell me which fills up faster.
Eric makes a good point.
Okay, I'll be serious. All right, let me see. I'll read it better here. So, okay, I'll be serious. Is this even a fucking conversation? Trump doesn't give a fuck about anything that isn't white and providing him money. Hate to say that, dude. I hate to fucking say that. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. Which direction do I gotta go? I gotta point towards you, right? Yeah. This one. Yeah. That one. Because, I mean, no problem for Houston. No problem for Florida.
Yeah.
Bunch of brown people on an island in the middle of the ocean. Fuck them.
Yeah. They can't even vote anyway.
Well, that's what
they didn't vote for me, so.
Well, that's what's going to be interesting, because some of the stuff that I've been hearing, they're saying, because there's going to be refugees. There's going to be, that island's going to get evacuated. There's a lot of people, like we're talking 3.4 million on the population now. So he doesn't give a fuck about people. Yeah, exactly. 3.4 million of the population. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker drops to like 2 over the course of the next year.
What, Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Just from people moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It wouldn't surprise me.
And a lot of people have made a very interesting point. They said, all these Puerto Ricans, you know what? We should have you guys move into a red state, into a swing state, and make your voice heard in the elections. Fucking totally screw up them you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing too about Puerto Ricans, man. They carry fucking grudges. They still remember shit. You know what I mean? Like they still remember shit from back in the 60s. You know what I mean? You don't piss a fucking Puerto Rican off, man. when he does.
What do you mean I do jazz hands?
Your hands are probably bigger.
Yeah, my hands are bigger. Mr. fucking Tiny Hands.
Tiny hands, as Jimmy Dore
Make
called
Donald Drumpf again.
So yeah, I mean it's just so fucked up. Another thing, the Russia thing, yeah, dude, it's not looking good for the current administration. Facebook. First off, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
What did he do this time?
Zuck the cuck, as I call him.
Zuckerberg,
Zuck the cuck, because his company knowingly took money from troll farms for political ads. About like 3,000 of them. He took like 100 some grand. And then allows this shit to get put out on the fucking internet on his service. And then when people are like, yo, dude, there's a lot of fucking bullshit getting shared on your fucking service. Okay, there's a lot of fucking false disinformation campaigns happening on your fucking servers. And then all of a sudden, oh my god, we'll start caring about fake news. But it's also an interesting thing to point out here too. And I heard someone give an analysis of this. Do you remember a couple years back when Facebook started that trending news story tab on the side?
Yeah, what about it?
Okay. Well, it was human curated. It was people in the Facebook offices going through all the newswire services, and they were the ones who would initially put those stories there, and then they would read the feedback that they were getting from the audience of like, oh, okay, what's getting heat right now? And then it was humans were picking it. Humans were the ones that were picking out the stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Then all of a sudden, the right-wing retards go all fucking and fucking autist screech, and like, oh, it's got a liberal bias. There's a liberal bias. So then he's like, he being a reactionary because oh my god, my stock options.
Yeah.
Okay. They put an algorithm in place.
Yeah.
And what happens with algorithms? They get fucking manipulated.
Yeah.
So then that's when all of a sudden, if you noticed, the day he did that, which was not too long before the election last year, but the day he did that, all of a sudden, that's when the fucking the troll farm shit started.
Yeah.
You know, and he took money from these motherfuckers. You know, it's hard to say, you know, if they didn't use some kind of front company to pay him to order these ads, but you mean to tell me there isn't someone who's reviewing what people are paying to get posted? You know what I mean? Like, because I could sit there and...
Well, it might be being handled by a fucking automated system. That's the problem. That's the problem these days is fucking so many websites are relying on automated systems. Like, there's been problems on YouTube where somebody will post their own video on YouTube of, say, something that happened. Then a news organization contacts them and says, "Hey, can we put your video on our news broadcast?"
Oh, you see it all over Twitter, dude. All those reporters like, "Hi, I'm from 6 ABC. Can we use your footage? Hi, I'm from 10 NBC. Can I use your footage?"
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So
vultures.
This person posted this footage, and then the news wants to use it, and then the news who they register their broadcast with the companies that deal with YouTube over copyright issues.
Oh, yeah.
And then these people who originated the video, they get their video taken down because the automated system says, "Oh, well, your video matches part of this news broadcast. This news broadcast
we got banged on
copyrighted, so
we got banged on one. You remember when you were playing the guy with the sousaphone and / tuba that was against the fucking Klan? It was like from 5 years ago or something like that, or 2013. We got banged on that. We actually got hit on that from a company called Viral Hog.
Huh.
They threw a fucking money mark on it. Monetization mark.
But so like original content creators are getting banged for their original content for violating somebody else's copyright because they gave permission to that person to use their fucking video, and the system doesn't go, well, that okay, so this guy posted this video on 10/2 and then they posted their video on 10/4.
I think 10/2 is the original here.
Yeah, 10/2 is the original.
But you don't have 10/2 does.
No, wait, copyright's more important. Copyright, so your video is getting taken down, even though you're the fucking originator of the video, and that's bullshit.
Which is bullshit to me because hang on, even in terms of copyright, digital timestamps are being recognized in court.
Well, they should be,
right, but especially with emails and stuff like that.
Yeah,
digital timestamps are being recognized in court. So unless a motherfucker can go into hack the YouTube servers and roll their fucking odometer, their time back to make it look like it appeared that it was posted on 9:30 and not the 10/4 guy making it look like he posted on who the fuck's gonna go through all that fucking garbage for, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that would be like, a federal crime because they would have to hack the back end.
Yeah. So again, like, where I say this again, it comes down to what the fuck, in a way, like with these algorithms, like what good is this automation process if it's being so easily fucking manipulated?
Yeah, and it's even when it's not being manipulated, it's not sophisticated enough to be able to determine the shit it needs to be able to determine. Like,
yeah,
I can understand, like, for like the Facebook trending thing, like having that an algorithm. It's like, okay, well, 500,000 people are fucking talking about this.
Yeah, but the issue with that is, and especially what we've been seeing, like, there's been an investigation into Twitter where they've been, like, for example, like they found out they ran like a bunch of these are your followers real or fake apps on fucking Trump's Twitter account. Half of them are fake.
Doesn't surprise me.
And they're finding that a lot of these, dude, for example, okay, and we will get into it in a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy because, I mean, what can we fucking do and say about Las Vegas? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for just real to borrow from that for a second, 4chan, fucking 4chan
Cesspool of the internet.
was the top news site because of Google's fucking algorithms. Because they were trying to, first off, these little cunts fingered the wrong guy. They fingered this guy named Gary or something like that, who wasn't even, I don't even think the guy had a connection to the Steve Paddock to begin with.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they start pushing, they said, oh, he's Antifa. Immediately they go with, it's the left, here we go. Even though this dude,
there's no indication
of being a left winger or a right winger. You know what I mean? Like this guy made no
guilty till proven innocent.
Right. They made no
America, like that's fucking American.
You know, but the thing is, and see, this is the thing too, is I'm honestly getting sick and fucking tired of hearing about fucking 4chan, specifically the poll board. Why are news organizations giving these fucking cunts power? Ignore them.
Yeah.
Just fucking ignore them. And Google, if you're sitting there and you got people overlooking the operation and you see why the fuck is 4chan all of a sudden popping up as a top trending news source on this story, get the fuck out of here. Okay. Swipe that shit the fuck out of there. Okay. But that's the problem with using these automated systems, because anyone can sit there and use bots, scripts. You know, dude, we used to fuck with this shit when we were kids on AOL. Freaking tools and all that crap. We talked about this, and actually
Irk freaking.
Back on episode 6. So there's even a highlight video in the playlist. But yeah, I mean, why? Why are these cunts like getting up there? And this is the thing, dude. Look, this technology is great. You and I get to sit here and shoot the shit like a bunch of assholes and talk shit. But you know, here, I'll type something just to test. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it came back up. It was weird. It disconnects and reconnects. I don't know. But that's the problem. Look, technology's great. We get to come on here. It's cheap. It allows us to do this. The automation. I can sit there and call in and hell, even to the point where I can have I don't do this because I want to pay on my own, but I use an automated phone system to pay my credit card bills every single month. At the end of the month, I physically call in or you can have it auto withdrawal. You know what I mean? You can set up a payment plan with the auto withdrawal system. It's all great. I get it when it comes to fucking pretty, you know, yeah, Eric, you're right. You know, it's great. It's convenient. I can sit there while smoking a cigarette outside of work, and within 2 minutes, I paid my bill.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I mean? Used to have direct deposit with the old job. Don't have it with the new job. It kind of sucks. But, you know, used to have the old direct deposit, and it was great because then fucking Thursday at midnight, or technically Friday at 12:01 a.m., there's my money.
Yeah.
You know, these things are great, but there's going to be fucking problems.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think you
the
can.
The more complex the task, the more problems there could be.
Yeah, because the more complex of a system that you have to put in place, that's got all these moving parts that can either be fucked with, break down, or manipulated. Well, fucked and manipulated is the same thing. We broke the internet with our online thousands of listeners. Oh my God. I got to pull up them fucking tapes, Eric. I know they're going to give you a goddamn conniption. I do want to bring Kurt and those guys on, some of those guys on to talk about just to shoot the shit and do like a reunion type thingy. But, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be Mueller time, dude. And I think there's going to be a lot of people in.
It's Mueller time.
Mueller time. I think there's going to be a lot of people on the Trump side, or even the skeptics. I mean, I was a bit of a skeptic myself about it, you know. But when you start sitting there and seeing what they've been digging up, this is not gonna be this when that Mueller report comes out, and it may even be before the end of this year. Oh boy, is there going to be some bitter pills a lot of motherfuckers are going to be swallowing. A lot, you know.
Oh, the hardcore Trump camp, they're so fucking ingrained. They're just gonna be like, oh, it's all fabricated. They're just trying to get rid of Trump because liberal turds and they make excuses for why fucking Trump fucking got helped by the fucking Russians.
And the thing was I don't.
It's because fucking Putin sat there. Hey, we could probably manipulate this guy. We should help this guy get elected.
Well, look, I mean, it also doesn't help that his even if he had no knowledge of this, I will give him that benefit of the doubt. But I kind of find that hard to fucking believe when his son is having a meeting with Russian nationals in his fucking tower 2 floors down from his residency.
Yeah.
Okay? You mean to tell me that the guy who's so proud of his fucking golden tower doesn't know exactly what the fuck is going on in that building at all fucking times? The fuck out of here.
What his son's up to?
Get the fuck out of here. But for the sake of discussion, I will give a slight give him the benefit of the doubt here that he didn't know, and that this was surrogates trying to get an advantage and get an edge. Just like a football player that will cheat in a play, it's not like his coach endorsed him to do that. The coach probably didn't know the fucker was cheating. Okay, I'll give him that. But you can't sit there and tell me that a campaign that is made up with a bunch of people who done business with fucking Russia isn't going to be flipping through that Rolodex for like, hey, can I get a favor? You know, like it's you know. I think the real question will be, what will exactly happen as a result of the report? I predict nothing will happen. He won't be removed from office.
I don't know. Because if collusion is found, if they find out that Trump
knew that it was happening,
and
okay, because that's the big thing.
Even if Trump Trump doesn't know, he's still in fucking trouble because the Russians hacked fucking the Democratic and the Hillary's email servers,
as well as the Republicans too.
After Trump fucking said at a press conference, hacker.
Yeah.
He literally called. He literally said, "Russia, hack them, and find something."
And you'll be greatly rewarded by our media.
Yeah,
exact words. Russia. Here we go. Exact words. Russia, if you're listening, I think you know ways to find those 33,000 deleted missing emails, and our media will reward you greatly.
Yeah,
literally what he said.
Yeah, but like, if Congress doesn't do something, I'm sure fucking was it Mattis is in charge of the fucking armed forces?
Yeah.
Like, Mattis is going to be like, all right, if something isn't done about this shit, we have a fucking president who colluded with a fucking adversary of our nation to get elected. If y'all don't do something about this, I'm going to fucking do something about this. Because Mattis... Could he... I don't think Mattis is a fucking puppet.
No. I think Mattis is a guy that wants to serve this country.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have some weird ways of going about some shit and saying some shit, but I do think he's a guy that actually is what we were describing last week, if he is a conservative, but a small C conservative, a guy that actually defends the institutions of our country.
Yeah.
You know. But here's the thing. Can he evoke 25th? Or does it have to come from the vice president first? Who, you know what the 25th is? It's basically what happens when the president is incapacitated, and that how power gets transferred, and it sets up. Okay, there's the president, and then
it's the line of succession.
The line of succession rule, yeah, and it goes all the way down from the vice president to the secretary of state to the president of the Senate pro tempore, to which is the speaker, the majority leader or something like that, and then from there it goes down to like the next guy which is the speaker of the House, all that shit.
Well, if the entire fucking if Trump and his entire cabinet are found to be connected with the Russians and doing fucking shady shit with the Russians,
but here's the other.
He might not fucking be like. He might just be like, all right, look, armed forces, our fucking president, our vice president, our fucking entire executive cabinet
It's compromised.
is compromised.
Yeah.
We're taking the fuck over.
Oh.
We're gonna fucking throw these fucking people out of office.
That's a little scary too, though, man.
But
A military coup.
I mean, our forefathers thought we should have a revolution every couple decades. That's the kind of fucking thought they had. They thought, all right, if a system goes on too long, it's going to get perverted, it's going to get corrupted, and the system should be rebooted every couple of decades because you have these people who fucking twist the system to their own fucking will. Because remember, these were people who were fucking oppressed in their own time, and they had fucking dealt with corrupt government in their own time. That's why they fucking were like, British, fuck off.
Oh yeah.
It's because the British were like, oh well, we'll increase taxes on the colonies, and then we can lower taxes on ourselves. And the Americans were like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like,
right.
We're going to fucking kick your ass out of our country.
Yeah,
Although it's funny, the British didn't talk like that back then.
No, they actually talked, from what you said, they talked like us. It wasn't until after the revolution they adopted the accent.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to sound better.
To make themselves sound snootier.
And more sophisticated than us rabble. But real fast, the 25th, though, the 25th does give the power, at least as far as I know, to the vice president, where they can basically, the vice president can gather the cabinet together, the majority leader in the Senate, or what they call the president of the Senate pro tempore, tempere, or whatever they call it, tempere, and then like the Speaker of the House, they can all come together and say, all right, yo, we're evoking the 25th because this dude's fucked up, and they basically, it's basically a political coup. It's where they all get together and say, fuck the president. You're done, dude. You're out. Doesn't require an impeachment proceeding. It's like within 7, like they have to, the vice president has to write the letter to the Senate and the House of Reps and say, this is why we're doing it. And then the president has 7 days to respond to that saying, I'm not crazy. Here's a psychologist that says I'm not, and blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? Oh, the order. There we go. So, yeah, it'll go Pence, then Paul Ryan, then pro tempore, which is Orrin Hatch, and then Rex Tillerson, and then Mnuchin, and then Mattis. So Mattis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. I'm surprised it goes to the fucking Treasury. Well, he holds the purse. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, I get that then. So I don't know, dude. I mean, it's that when that Mueller report comes out, and yeah, and as Eric says, it'll be like, yeah, they're totally calling the act and nothing. You know, like they'll just.
Well, it's on the people to fucking get outraged. It's the government won't do anything that, like, even a perfectly working version of our government won't do anything unless the people fucking make it clear we want it done. If people are just like, oh, whatever, they're not going to do anything about it, then they're not going to do anything about it. We need to be like, yo, get this motherfucker out of the fucking White House. Fire the people he appointed that are connected to this. And we need to have another fucking presidential election, emergency presidential election. Because, but if the people don't fucking go and say that, it's you're basically sending the message to the government that whatever, we don't care, let them stay in office. And that's why fucking that's why I think it's terrible that so many people these days are like, I'm not involved in politics, I'm not gonna fucking deal. It's like, do you fucking understand not being involved in politics is how our system fucking works? Like,
well, real fast on that, I can't stand that fucking tone in all honesty either. Well, I don't bother with fucking politics. Yeah, you fucking should.
Yeah, you should.
You know what I mean?
It fucking affects your life.
You know, like, I just like to go to the beach and snap my pictures and blah blah blah. Well, guess what? If the beach is fucking dirty and if the roads are fucked up because they don't fix them, guess what the handle's at? Politics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't like having fucked up roads? Then fucking get on your politicians.
Hey, what's up, Riley? Riley's back.
Riley.
Riley. So, yeah, it's gonna be, the report's gonna be fucking interesting, man. But it's kind of weird. Like me and Spider Keith, we've talked about this. Like, are we in Shadowrun or Syndicate right now? Because you know, like what are we technically in right now? You know what I mean? Like what? Because we're totally in some dystopia. But well, I mean, speaking of dystopia and how things aren't going to be getting fucking better, man. So the big topic, the big story,
the craziness,
fucking Las Vegas, and 50. All right, so let's just get the info that we know as of right now out. It's one shooter.
Yes, one shooter, not two
or four.
Not four, like the fucking independent media has been fucking claiming.
I can only imagine.
They've even been faking videos.
Who?
Fucking independent media people. They've been faking videos. I saw this video earlier today. Was from it was a video recorded by a cop. She was trying to fucking find where the shooting was coming from. And the video, like, I know it was edited because I've seen pictures of the fucking building. There were no windows busted out on the 4th floor. The video was edited to look like somebody was shooting from the 4th floor.
So that there was like
the female officer didn't respond. She didn't say, "Oh, she would have been on the fucking radio. There's a shooter on the 4th floor, or 4th or 5th floor."
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that she didn't do that. She just kept driving, and it's like, it's so fucking fake. And it would be so easy to fucking fake that video. You're just adding fucking little fucking sprites of fucking fake gunfire in to, because I mean the area that was coming out of was a dark area. It was all black, but it's like you fucking independent media assholes. Like the fucking independent media had an opportunity to actually become a credible, viable thing. You had to go fucking National Enquirer.
You had to go full National Enquirer, which you never go full National Enquirer, because again, with a lot of this independent media, and it's on both sides. There's been some lefties that have done some dumb shit, and there's definitely some fucking righties like the Alex Jones crowds who just gateway pundit, that Lucian, that little weasel motherfucker. Okay, and the thing is you're. It's at that point, I don't want to hear that you're doing this because of the integrity and ethics of journalism. Bullshit. You care more about fucking clicks and fucking money. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously, go fuck yourself. Like that was like, it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. That people would sit there and that's just disgusting in my fucking opinion. There's already chaos.
Trying to make a fucking tragedy worse to capitalize off of it.
When there's already so much chaos and people are hurt and confused, scared, freaking the fuck out, and you, because you're worried about your fucking YouTube metrics, are going to sit there and make some bullshit up?
Yeah.
Fucking fuck off.
There's already 59 dead and 515 fucking wounded. But yeah, let's fucking make shit up and scare people even more. Oh, there's a second shooter out there that nobody caught. Oh, fucking somebody was telling me they were reading that, 2 shooters were in custody and 2 shooters were killed and 2 more, unaccounted for. And it's like, that's not fucking true. It's not true at all. If you watch any of the fucking videos that were recorded at that fucking mass shooting, it's clear there's one fucking shooter.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to check your personal Facebook messages, I just dumped a link over in your chat box. I dumped a link in your box.
Ew.
It's all sticky.
Smells funny.
So
Where the hell is my cursor?
oh, is it back
I've
here?
lost my cursor
Is it?
again.
Is it no, wait, where'd it go? Wait, is it back here? There it is.
Bastard! How many times do I gotta go down?
Down to your chat box.
Going down to the chat box.
Down on your chat box. So okay, so here's one of the we could just listen to it if we want. Oh shit! Hang on a sec.
Hey, mute yourself, D.
I thought I did. Or no, that's you.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it up on a.
All right, mute myself then.
Mute. Hit the mute button. Yay.
Well, I don't need that preview.
Okay. All right, we're clear.
All right.
Yeah, so back to the chat box. This camera program is pretty nice, dude. I mean, I'm not noticing any problems here. It's looking real good.
Okay. All right. If Facebook would cooperate.
Come on now. Boom. There we go. So look, we could just play the sound. I don't know if you want to really bring up any audio, or not audio, but video.
Yeah, that's one shooter.
Jesus Christ.
Get off your legs. Okay, come on, get up.
This is insane, dude.
I'm trying to. We're trying to get up.
This is fucking insane.
It is fucking insane.
There was one video, you literally heard like the fucking bullets whiz past.
Get in there, babe.
You heard the fucking shit hitting him?
Yeah.
This is from the Canadian broadcast. We're just listening. I mean, I don't really know if there's really a point to fucking put this shit on there, dude. Like, or the video. I mean, everyone's gonna be seeing, but I mean, you just.
But,
the point of it was is to
and it-
listen to just how much fucking.
Why is there blood?
Oh, this chick sounds like she's hit. But the thing was is that like, oh, there's another one. Listen to that.
yeah.
And like you hear two cracks.
You're hearing gunfire and bullet impacts.
Yeah.
Like those higher pitched ones, those are the fucking
The ones that
bullets
sound
hitting
like-
the ground and hitting buildings.
Yeah, the ones that sound
Yeah.
like this, that like your finger snapping,
Yeah.
like that's the bullets raining down on fucking people.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, dude.
It's fucking insane.
It's insane. And so Steve Paddock, 64-year-old dude from the Midwest,
64 years old, from Mesquite, Nevada,
had
75 miles north of Las Vegas.
Okay, he had money. The dude did
Yeah,
well
he
for
was a-
himself. He
yeah,
was a
he
real
was
estate investor and all that. Like,
Yeah, real estate investor, former accountant. I think he was a corporate accountant. I'm not sure.
and for whatever reason, he just decided to go fucking crazy and just start.
He was crazy. He went crazy well before he decided to. Do
Okay,
that,
well,
I'm sure.
I before we get into our hot takes and our back and forth on it, because there's been plenty of it, not with you and I, but a lot of other folks online, all that stuff. But so he obviously had the ARs style weapons, the assault rifle.
Well, I don't know if they've released what weapons he had.
Well, they are saying, like, in the one news report, they were like, on his gun, he had what's known as the bump stock, which, helps fucking fire that shit so much faster. And in fact, I wish I saved this video, because there was a company in Texas that, like, they showed guys demonstrating, like, the company website showing a demonstration. Dude, it's just, he literally just holds the trigger, and it just, the whole clip, well, he had a fucking drum cylinder on it. With a 100, not Paddock, this video demonstration.
Mm.
So he had this apparently he had this bump stock installed. There was also the possibility he may have had a gat crank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even some type of dual action trigger system, because I mean, there's no way someone is doing that with a finger. Like I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was just too consistent.
There's no way that someone is doing that shit with just their fucking finger like this. I'm sorry, like you can't. No matter even if you had a hair trigger on that motherfucker, you know what I mean, with like 0.0001 gram of fucking resistance. You know what I mean, where you blow on the fucking thing and it fires. Like there's no fucking way that's happening.
Yeah.
Because again, if he didn't have, if it was the rifle straight up, you pull once, you got to let the trigger come back, because that's in the process of reloading the chamber, and then you got to pull again, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? There's no way, like going like this, like how is he even aiming at that point? You know, so he had to have these. There had to have been some. Well, like I said, they found a bump stock on the gun, but anyway, he checks in to the Mandalay.
Yeah.
32nd floor.
Yeah.
He gets the extended suite. He's up there with 19 some guns.
Well, to that point, from what I've seen a few different people say, there's gun conventions like every
day. Yeah.
Every other weekend in Vegas, there's gun shows. Because I mean, there's so many fucking convention centers. It's pretty easy for them to fucking be like, "Oh, hey, you got a Saturday open? We want to do another gun show." But so,
all right, well, here's some other news that are coming out. He had cameras set up. So this fuck probably got a manifesto out there. He probably filmed the manifesto. So, you know.
He wanted his 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. I mean.
Like, yeah, I mean, he killed himself, but, I mean, look how many people have fucking. I mean, you think this is going back a while, but you think those two fucking guys in full body armor with machine guns back in fucking Los Angeles in the fucking 90s that fucking went on a shooting spree with the police, they weren't doing it to fucking immortalize themselves. Like, it's like, I'm gonna go out and people are gonna remember me for it.
Well, see, that's also one thing too, and this is where we'll get into our takes, like, because there's obviously been a lot of back and forth. Okay, do you sign more gun laws? Do you do bans? But what we were discussing outside is, now we definitely differ. I personally don't see a need for an AR-15. On the other hand, I do understand that it doesn't matter if it's a quote-unquote AR-15 or if it's a Marlin 30-30 or any of that, because it's the caliber of the bullet. To me, I feel it's just a matter of like, okay, what's the mechanism and the trigger mechanism that fires this? ARs are the semi-auto, whereas the Marlin, at least what my grandfather had, was a lever. You fired, you levered it, and you brought the new one in. Fired it, levered it out, lever the new one in.
That's because it was single action.
Right. So, but it could still fire the same caliber bullet. You know, like be it this, which I just learned. I thought 223 was a whole separate caliber. It's basically the civilian 5.56, okay, or 308s, which was another which is what also he had.
There are differences between those rounds.
Well, yeah, one is
one's length, one's bullet size.
Also the distance, the explosion rate that it goes. You know, the 223 is the same caliber size, but it just doesn't go as further and is not as higher velocity.
It's because the shell isn't as long. It doesn't have as much powder behind it.
Right. So, but still, it's the size of the bullet going into you would be the same. It's just how effective and how far it is and how much force it has behind it or whatever. Yeah. I would assume. So, like I said, now look, I do see the point about like, what's the gun ban going to do? Because the shit's already out there.
Yeah, I mean, all that shit's grandfathered claused anyway.
Right, you know. But the thing is what I think is missing is this is like I was describing outside. It's a cauldron. You know, it takes a lot of ingredients to make a soup. And right now, a lot of the ingredients that are in this soup are very toxic. Okay. Gun culture, for one. I think there needs to be a reevaluate. And this is actually where I would want to lean on the actual responsible gun owners in this country to go on to YouTube videos of guys like, yeah, look at me. Blah, blah. Like, dude, you're an asshole. What are you doing? Like, that's not fucking smart. Like, why are you doing that? That's an instrument of death, and you're playing around with the fucking thing like it's a water pistol or a sprinkler, you know? What's Riley got for us? The shooter was loaded too. He had the money to buy whatever. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. But that's where I kind of come from with this a little bit. I understand. Okay, the band thing, I get it. Okay, it's you know, you could sit there and ban bleach, but motherfuckers are still going to find a way to fucking get the whites out in their clothes. Okay, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. You know, I can go to Home Depot and buy the shit for. I could go to a swimming pool store right now, buy fungicide, and with a metal container, fill the thing halfway up. Not even halfway up. Fill a metal canister like a coffee can.
Yeah.
Okay. I could put about that much fungicide into it, and throw in bits of metal, and then seal it. I've now created a shrapnel concussive grenade. And that's from buying a chemical at a pool store.
Yeah.
So I get that. But I like what I also try to convey is, and I know we'll definitely get to the mental health stuff. But to me, the first prong is gun culture. Like, I think we got to reevaluate what guns are to us in our society. I don't think people should see to glorify the fun behind it. You know, like it's
why not? What's wrong with going to a gun range, and firing off a couple hundred rounds?
Cool, but do I have to see it splashed all over social media? Do I?
You don't have to. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you got it, I don't have to watch it personally. You can if you want, but when other people are watching it and they see, wow, this guy's getting a lot of reacts from it, like it's almost like a indirect peer push. In a way, like, I don't know, dude. I don't like where gun culture is. I don't
watch Hickok 45 on YouTube.
Right.
That guy is your stereotypical, not your stereotypical. He is your typical gun owner. He what you see on the media of these people, and even what you see on YouTube, like these guys who are just like, hey man, like they're doing that shit for views. They're fucking, all right, I got this target down here. When I shoot it, it's gonna explode, and bang, boom, hey, yeah. They're doing that shit for views.
with the plastic explosive that they use or whatever. Like, yeah.
Keep in mind, most of those guys, they're fucking on their own property. They have a fucking huge amount of land. Like Hickok 45. Hickok 45 has 60 acres of land. That's his own. That's why he shoots at home, is because he has enough land. He knows, all right, I'm firing into a berm, or I'm firing into the side of the hill on my property. I know there's no chance of people
beyond the target getting hit.
Beyond the target getting hit.
Yeah, yeah.
And even though fucking, there's like 30 acres between where he is and the neighboring property, he never points his guns above the horizon. Like he goes, when he's not shooting a gun, he makes sure it's empty, or he makes sure it's pointed at the ground or something.
Okay.
You never point a gun at something you don't want to destroy or kill.
Even loaded or not, always treat it as it's loaded.
He is your typical gun.
Okay, so I'm going to direct some fire, no pun intended, but I want to direct some shit towards the NRA here. Can we have that guy on NRA TV and not Dana Loesch with this us versus them, highly politicized, hey, Antifa, we're coming for you shit?
Well, here's something I got to say about the NRA. The NRA actually sponsors Hickok 45's videos, even though he says, I know the NRA isn't perfect, but they are our frontline defense against people trying to come and take our guns. And
But who's coming to take the guns, though? Like,
if
the closet,
hardcore anti-gun groups,
who has what power?
That's the problem. Is they keep trying to do these fucking
With what power?
They have
With
money. They have just as much money as the NRA does.
The fuck they do. What power? Where is their representation in Congress right now? Where is the representation in state houses? The NRA has more people representing them than there is an anti-gun lobby. Okay? Because
because they're fighting aggressively against the anti-gun lobby.
because against what enemy though? If it's only in media and personal opinion and has no real political power. What are they really fighting against?
It doesn't have political power anymore because
they've never had political power.
That's not true. If that wasn't true, they wouldn't have gotten the assault weapons ban passed in the 90s.
The one thing.
There was weapons ban before that.
Barely. Because
1986 assault weapons ban.
Yeah, and all the shit prior to 86 was grandfathered in anyway. So if anything, the anti-gun
because that's how our system works.
Right, but the thing is then if this anti-gun lobby was going out for a gun grab, wouldn't they sit there and manipulate the powers of the state to give them the ability to be like, fuck you, we don't care if it's
But that's what they try to do is the people who wrote the last gun ban, the assault weapons ban that was during the Clinton era, their intention was, all right, we're going to pass this. If it's deemed successful, then we're going to make a bigger grab. And then if that one's successful, we're going to make a bigger grab. And that's what they want to do. It's incrementalism. They say, oh, well, let us ban the scary guns, scary looking guns. Just the scary looking ones. That's all the assault weapons ban was. Is this AR-15 looks like an M4A1, so it's dangerous. It's scary. It's oh, look at it. It's black. It's got a pistol grip on it. Oh, it looks like something a troop would carry. So you give them you let them ban the scary looking guns. And then they go, oh, well, this gun's
right.
more powerful than you could possibly need, so we want that one banned too.
No one's taking their jobs. Well, real fast, Riley, yeah, they do have the tough gun laws, but one of the issues that they have is that people will just go over state lines and straw purchase shit and then bring it the fuck back. You know what I mean? See, back on the legislation thing, like we don't have...
Straw purchases are actually... They're not as big of a problem as you think. They really aren't.
Well, how are guns getting in Chicago then?
Illegally.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't the straw purchase when you buy a gun when it's intended for you, but you just give it to somebody else?
Well, some states have straw purposes or
purchases.
Straw purchases. They have laws against
right, but this is okay. Real fast on the legislation thing. This is to me the gun ban. I get it. It's not going to work, but can't we have some uniformity across every state?
No,
because
that's not how the law works.
But that's where we get an issue because like one of the things I've
powers not granted to the federal government are reserved to the states or to the people. That's how the Constitution is written.
Yeah, but can't they say on a federal level, if we, the feds, are granting you the right to bear arms, we should be able to
say... The feds aren't granting you the right to bear arms.
They are.
No, they're not.
What's...
The rights, the forefathers said specifically, your rights are not granted to you by the government. They are yours naturally. You naturally have the right to bear arms. To defend yourself, to defend your home, to defend your country, to defend...
I get all
whatever
that.
you hold dear.
But this is
you have the right to free speech naturally.
Right, but
It's not
okay,
something given
but
to you by the
don't
government.
don't unpack all this stuff. Like
Yeah.
the point I'm
I'm
getting
just
at,
making a point.
right, but the point is that how can we expect if one state is going to sit there and say we're going to have strict gun laws, we're going to do this, that, and a third, but then the next door they're like, fuck it, okay, like this is not going to stop then. As far as on the
What?
legislative side, because there's still going to be, because again, yes, I agree with what we were talking about. We definitely need to evaluate mental health. Like there definitely needs to be more of an evaluation of mental
Sane
health.
people don't go committing mass shootings.
But there should be something that aside from the mental health, like again, this is where the gun culture and the priorities of it come into play. Because
You get like I was saying. All right, if a lot of drunk drivers start having accidents and killing lots of people, should everyone's car be fitted with a breathalyzer immobilizer? No. Why? Because those people aren't drunk drivers. They didn't go to a bar, get drunk, leave at 2 a.m., smashed off their face.
I get all that.
Drive into fucking somebody else's car. It's the same thing. You can't blame the majority of gun owners who've never committed a crime.
No one's blaming the majority of gun owners.
Well, you are when you try and say, "Oh, well, this gun is too much. You can't have this gun anymore because of what this guy did."
Well, because but that's
you're punishing somebody else because of something somebody else did.
Because you want to, but see, here's the thing. This is where it gets a little bit different for me. Where I think this gets the asterisks. Okay, we can mention drunk driving, and cars. We can mention knives. We can mention forks and pencils and fungicide from a pool store. Okay, but their intent, the original intent of those devices is not death. The only thing a gun does is death. You don't use it to re-level your shelf. You don't use it to adjust the camera. It's death. Its whole point is death. It to me that's a special category. Again, just to me.
So same with a knife. Same with a sword.
No, because a knife I can use to cut a slice of cheese and
you
feed
can't
you.
use a sword for that.
I can use a sword to slice it. Well, first off, like,
you'd look like a fucking weirdo.
Right.
I'm slicing my cheese with my fucking katana.
Right.
Like,
but we also understand that a sword is also a weapon of death.
yeah. You can buy swords.
Yeah, but it's almost crazy because it seems like there's more respect for a sword than there is with a gun, at least in our culture. I mean, just how willy-nilly folks are about guns. Like
Well, the reason swords are, get a little more respected is because they're not as common. Like most people think, I can't have a sword.
well, yeah, hunt and sport. I get the hunt and sport part of it. Okay, like I get that part of it.
Hunting, shooting, target shooting, skeet shooting, fucking home defense. Like, the AR-15 is actually, despite what you might think, is actually a good home defense gun.
Some people were saying because of the recoil. I just look at it from a tactical perspective.
The lack of a recoil. I mean, it's designed off of a tactical rifle.
Right, but the thing is I think the pistol is just more maneuverability. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it may be more maneuverable, but look at it this way. Okay, with a rifle, with a pistol, all right. Let's say the guy's on the other side of the wall. Depending on the kind of pistol I have, I might hit the stud, and it doesn't go through. Doesn't go through.
Whereas
all the way
with
the
an
stud,
AR,
or it's deflected through the stud.
Whereas
if I know he's on the other side of the wall, and I have an AR, pop! I got him. I can get him through the wall.
Well, there are 9mm versions of ARs. You know what I mean? Like it's what.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds.
You got to watch.
There's all kinds of.
But look, with a 40,
but
with a 45, I could with a 45 handgun, I could probably put one through the wall. A 40 would go through a drywall.
Well, I'm talking about like if you hit a stud,
probably fuck that stud up and get through it, man. I mean,
Yeah, but
40,
it could be
40's got
deflected too.
40's got some balls, man.
Yeah, but that brings up another point. Banning these rifles, you're many times more likely to be shot by a revolver or a pistol than by a rifle.
Right.
So
That's why I'm not saying the ban thing. This is now we're gonna get to which is what needs to happen, and that's mental health.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of this can boil down to, depending on the type and the situation of the shooter, it's a combination of mental health and economics.
Mm.
Okay, I mean, a lot of gun crime can easily be explained with economics.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people out there who need to go on crimes of opportunity because they can't fucking eat.
Yeah, like when I got fucking robbed.
Right.
I got fucking 1911 45 shoved into my gut several years back. Guy said, "Come out your pockets," and took the last of the money I had to my name at that point. And but I don't blame the gun. I don't even really blame the guy because he was obviously in a bad situation. You don't go out robbing people if you have the money
To live. Right. So now that's where, like, again, it's playing on both of it here in the sense of real fast background checks. Did you know 33 of the states don't have background checks with the person-to-person transfer at gun shows? Like, that to me is legislation that should
that gun show loophole stuff. Do you know why they allow that? The reason they allow that is because most of the people who go to gun shows are already gun owners.
Yeah, but that's where the Klebold and guys, they sent a
but
friend in to buy that shit, and they brought it out and gave it to him.
The Columbine kids, they fucking. I seem to recall them having stolen their guns or taken their guns from their parents.
No, well, some, but there was also, because I remember seeing the news reports way after the fact. They were like, because they bought the one chick went to jail. The one chick actually went to jail for it.
Okay, well, since then, a lot of that stuff has been tightened up. A lot of those gun show supposed loopholes have been fucking closed. Do you know why person-to-person transfer exists?
Well, well, it's the same thing with a car. If I
want to buy a gun from my dad,
right?
My dad knows me,
right?
So why should we have? Let's say we're not where we are. Let's say we're in fucking Bumblefuck, Wyoming. Okay. The nearest gun store is 150 miles away.
Well, you have to transfer for cars. I mean, I get the whole right versus privilege thing, but the fact is that if you're, again, this is like it's an implement.
To have to drive 150 miles for a dad to sell a gun to his son.
We got fax machines in the internet, like, you know,
you can't do that.
You can fax it.
The way. No, the fucking firearm the guy at the gun store, like the way that people want it is the guy at the gun store would have to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah, I'm just checking out with the
Riley, that doesn't really work because a bullet will take out a door handle just as easily as my foot will. Actually, more easily than my foot will. I can kick down a door, and I'm a fucking 165 pound fucking. I'm nobody super strong. I can kick down a door.
But the
locking yourself in a room with a gun, or with when you have a guy with a gun outside of your room, it's not going to stop shit. But back to the whole fucking transfer thing. Like, my dad knows me. If he wants to sell me a Glock, he knows I'm not a criminal. Why should we have to go all the way down to the gun store, pay the gun store to fill out paperwork when he can just sell it to me and give it to me? And I have to I have to register the transfer anyway. I have to register that, you know, I bought a gun. That's federal law.
Right. Well,
You can't possess a firearm and not have it, you know. You can't just, like, if you destroy a gun, you have to fucking let the ATF know.
well, because it's off the streets now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
they got to pull that serial number. Okay, so
Yeah.
so with these
So-
things, can you then see then that maybe we could just improve upon that system, that there can be improvements done there, maybe make it more efficient, maybe make the database a little bit easier, or something like because I do think it's just a little too easy in those regards. But the bigger thing is no matter what we do with that, it's still mental health and the economics. You brought up a great point outside when we were smoking earlier, which was basically, straight up, like, take 50 billion out of that military budget and tell them, figure what the fuck is up with the human brain and figure out the mental health problems that we got in this fucking country right now.
Yeah. Throw $50 billion into fucking mental health research so that we can find out how to detect these nutballs, these functional psychopaths, like this fucking Stephen Paddock guy. Because nobody knew this guy was fucking nuts.
At least he didn't, because I'll speak from my experience on something, not anything involving guns. Like, I didn't fucking plan any fucking mass murder shit. I didn't fucking wait, what does it say? It's easier to make a fucking snap decision with a gun. The more powerful the gun, the worse the consequence when you snap. So here's the thing. I'll reveal some shit about myself. All right. My whole life, I've suffered from depression and general anxiety disorders. I didn't get a diagnosis until 2010, and that diagnosis came after an involuntary commitment to a mental health facility in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania after a failed suicide attempt. A lot of our mall rat veterans, a lot of the people we knew from back in the day, a lot of the people that I met through jobs and friendships and this, that, and the third, when I came out and they were like, dude, where you been? Blah, blah, blah. And I would tell them, 99% of them, damn near 99%, dude, you suffer from depression? Like, you never seem depressed to me. Like, anxiety problems? Like, blah, blah. I'm like, and then that's when I was showing my leg. I mean, you can't see it on camera or whatever, but the constant moving and twitching of the fucking leg. I was like, dude, yeah, there it is. I'm like, really? Oh, you just seemed like a jumpy person. I'm like, that's anxiety. You know? So the thing is like, I get that, like, there's the smart psycho thing. I don't think it's a calculating maneuver per se, because I wasn't like, I'm going to hide my depression from everybody and then I'll be able to get over on them. No, I did it because it was defense mechanisms. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's because there's like, some of these people, I'm sure, are, you know, they're fucking nuts. They plan this shit out. But there's also the fact that there's a stigma.
Oh, the mental health. Oh,
Yeah, there's a
absolutely, dude.
Oh, you have a mental health issue? I don't know. I don't
There
know
was
when
a guy-
my kid's going over to
when I-
dude's house with his kids.
When
because,
I actually, now here's the thing, I'll reveal this about myself. A couple years ago, I actually I checked myself back into the same mental health facility because I noticed that, all right, shit's getting a little weird for me and my thinking isn't great. I got to go.
Yeah, Eric, it doesn't matter what the caliber of the gun is. If I shoot you with a 9mm or a 50 caliber, you're getting hurt. Depending on where I shoot you, you're dead. Doesn't matter what size the gun is. Doesn't matter what size the round is. And that's where you get to the slippery slope thing. You say, "Oh, we need to ban the 50 caliber." Well, Okay, so you ban the 50 caliber. Oh, we need to ban the 45 caliber. Oh, then we need to we need to ban the 40. We need to ban this. We need to ban that. It's not addressing the issue. The issues are the causes as to why people feel the need to take a gun and go out and shoot people.
Right. So
you need to address the economic issues because people are fucking poor. We have fucking too many poor people in this country for what's supposedly the richest, most powerful nation on earth.
I know how we solve it. Send them all to Puerto Rico.
Fucking tax the fuck out of the exceedingly rich people.
Right.
That's what I say. And then use that to fucking, fucking say, hey, small businesses, we'll fucking give you this we'll give you this tax incentive to pay your fucking employees more. Run for president 2020, by the way.
No, fuck, they don't get a tax incentive. You fucking pay. They already get that. No, they already get that. You get to write off your fucking employees' fucking payroll as a fucking business loss. You get to write it off as a loss leader. You know what I mean? They already get that shit. Fucking pay. Fucking pay to fuck up.
I said small businesses. Because small businesses, a big corporation is a lot easier. It's a lot easier for them to pay. Because I mean, a pizza shop, Bryn Mawr Pizza. They can't pay their employees a living wage because
we gotta start tighten up a little bit here. So yeah, definitely. People ain't making money.
People need to be paid more.
Right.
And we need to fucking dump lots of money into fucking mental health research and treatment and fucking identification. We need to fucking get rid of these stigmas that fucking, you have mental health problems.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Because that's what causes these people to fucking hide their mental health problems in the first place. Because they don't feel comfortable going,
I need help.
I need fucking help.
I need help.
Because when they say, I need help, people are like,
just fucking deal with it, dude. It's life. Don't stop being a snowflake and a pussy about it.
That's the worst kind of shit. Oh, yeah, everybody has hard times or blah, blah, blah. So what if you have fucking depression? It's like, dude, fucking, obviously you don't know what depression is if you think fucking, if you think depression isn't a serious problem.
I'm going to bring up real fast. I'm going to bring up a speech that I got from our friend Kelly, Knitting Kelly. I'll say Knitting Kelly. That sent me after I got out of the hospital the second time because I noticed some fucking patterns of behavior with myself and thought patterns, and I'm like, I'm going back in, and I went voluntarily back in. Okay, she sent me this video of the guy with a TED Talk who was talking about depression, and he said someone has a cast on their arm, everyone runs up to sign it.
Yeah.
When someone has depression, everyone runs away.
Yeah, that's not right.
Just to your stigma point, you know what I mean? Like, and it's.
That's why I understand that shit, and that's why you ever notice like I will talk with any of my friends about anything, like any of my friends for as long as I fucking have been alive. If my friends are having a problem and they need somebody to talk to, I want them to feel fucking comfortable talking to me, like, and I fucking don't tell other people. Like, that's one of the reasons people fucking did talk to me about shit. It's because I'm not like a lot of some people these days who, guess what? Fucking blah, blah, blah told me. You gotta hear this shit. He was telling me all about this shit, blah, blah, blah.
Being telling tales out of school, as they call it.
Yeah, and it's like fucking help your friends. Like, fucking...
But see that this is a cultural thing too, in a sense, where basically
you need to fucking help your fucking friends who have mental health problems. Like, be like, yo, dude, you need to talk to somebody, man. Like, if you're not gonna go, if you're having all these problems, why don't you go talk to somebody? And if you're not willing to go talk to them, why don't we sit down and just have a talk? Tell me what's fucking going on with you, man. You know, like, they're your friend. Fucking help them out.
Well, but that's a
and try to fucking get them to go fucking get proper help
from a pro. Yeah.
Like, everybody should feel like if you don't feel comfortable disclosing something to a friend, then you might want to consider why they're your friend. Like.
Well, but I mean, you don't want to get into the whole if we're in the point of pre-crisis, not saying that a person in crisis is going to go start shooting up shit. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm saying here. But if someone's in that, like the way I can only describe it from my personal experience, it's like, okay, I get up in the morning, I don't feel shitty, but I'm not feeling great, and I'm noticing a downturn.
Yeah.
Okay, and that to me is the most critical stage right there. And there have been times where I've noticed in my cycles where um, I was able to go out and talk with someone or have an experience that was not self-medicating, like drinking or smoking weed or anything like that. Like maybe just go out for a walk or something like that with somebody, and it would stop the slide, you know. But then there was other times where I could know it and I could feel it and it's going down, and I'm just, well, what's the noise that you? Yeah, it literally is, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and I can feel it happening. I can feel the rocks sliding. Like I can see and feel the rocks sliding with me as I'm going downhill. You know, the dirt giving away. If you remember that from being kids playing on dirt hills and dirt bombs and so much stuff. So it's yeah, you're right, Eric. I mean that is true. Like I said, the whole cast thing. You know, when you have a cast, people run up to sign it, and when you have depression, people run the fuck away from you. So the thing is like that definitely is something that has to be done. Like, because look, it is what it is. If this is a country that says that individual private citizens are allowed to have fucking guns without any mandatory military service attached to it, like they would do in Switzerland or Sweden, Switzerland or Sweden or any of those countries. You know, if we're not going to be following what the old new states did with their militia acts, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, you want a gun? Fine, but you're drafted into some form of fucking National Guard service for a year or two, like the Israelis. Even though I don't know if they're allowed to own guns either.
Well, citizens have always owned guns in this country.
Right, but
and not been part of militias.
Right, but that was also a part of an intent. Is like, hey guys, look, you're allowed to have the guns because of this reason, this reason, this reason. One of them was to be able to call on a fighting force in case colonial powers came and fuck with us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying is if we are past that stage now, okay, where we have standing armies and we have National Guards, okay, if that is what it is, I get all that. But the thing is, though, like I said, it's the mental health, absolutely. Then
we need to increase funding for mental health research and treatment and all that stuff, and people need to fucking stop fucking making people with mental problems feel like they're fucking, social outcasts, like they're fucking weirdos.
And that's going to be the harder one. That's honestly going to be the hard one. The first one can easily be done with politics. We just get people in there who know how to who can get that legislation passed, and they get the resources where they need to get to.
Yeah.
The culture stuff, though, like the societal culture stuff, like that's entirely on us.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to even start with that one. I don't even know where to
call people out. When you see some guy like, you're fucking depressed, that ain't shit. Like, just be like, no, dude, no. You don't know what that guy's going through. You know? Don't fucking tell him that, oh, you need to just suck it up. You don't know what the fuck he's going through.
Or she.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But, like, it's like, you have to fucking be like, if that dude says fucking, he's depressed and he's having fucking problems, like, don't fucking downplay his shit because you don't relate to his fucking scenario or her scenario.
Or if you're just not feeling empathetic at that moment, just be like, look, man, no disrespect, but like I got some of my own shit, you know what I mean? Like I don't have the ability and the psyche right now to take this on. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what that is. It's basically when you sit there and hear someone get nasty, like, oh,
good point, Eric. It does start with education. We should be dumping $50 billion into fucking schools too.
So that's already $100 billion out of the military budget that we've earmarked.
And they'd still have
and we-
plenty of fucking
we
money.
could still take over all of Europe.
Yeah.
Like, we could still dominate everybody. You know,
Yeah.
like it's. So yeah, I mean that's where a lot of this shit.
We need to fucking suck some of this money out of the fucking black hole that is fucking military expenditures and fucking.
And that's the 750 billion that we know of. We don't know what's
Yeah.
on the fucking black credit card that the discretionary
not
spending
to
where they just
mention
fucking
the
swipe,
not
swipe,
to
swipe.
mention the black ops fucking outside funded shit, because I mean the CIA does some shady shit
Right.
to fucking fund their shit.
So that's why, like, now we're gonna be getting out of here shortly because I'm gonna catch a bus. Economics, like, okay, the fucking tax plan that's coming ain't going to help the situation. Okay, the fact that there's no $15 minimum wage or a slow burn in place, that ain't going to help the fucking situation.
Yeah.
The fact that the cost of living is going skyrocketing through the fucking roof and wages aren't rising, that's not going to help the fucking situation.
Yeah.
The fact that we're still in this crazy, now this is kind of leaning on culture, back to culture, but it's a combo of econ and culture, but that we have this crazy consumerism within our fucking culture of like, gotta have that next iPhone, gotta get the next phone, gotta have this, gotta have that, gotta have the next, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the disposable fucking disposable fucking technology culture.
yeah, you know, like it's but it's interesting you said it that way, because going back to the algorithm discussion in the first hour, like, this is where it's spinning out of control.
Yeah.
It is absolute. This is the hyper normalization shit Curtis was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, look what's happened with dude. Where is the real outrage over any gun death? You know what I'm, in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's just up another mass shooting. This side says their shit, that side says their shit, and then within like 3 weeks, after the news fucking after the news leaves Las Vegas and Columbine and Aurora and fucking Sandy Hook and the place where that cocksucker Dylan, I want see, that's another thing. I gotta stop saying their names.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. Is we can't say their names anymore.
Yeah.
We can't be like Steve. I mean, we said it earlier, so fuck it, whatever. Stephen Paddock, you know, blah blah blah. Because it's this anti-hero shit. The fucking asshole that shot up Virginia Tech. He sends in a fucking video to NBC, MSNBC, and they fucking played it on the air.
Yeah.
And making this guy out to be this anti-hero, the outsider that fucking stood up to and bucked the trends. And like, now back to the mental health. Motherfuckers on the cusp don't get that shit in their brain. Like, I know how I can have purpose. You know what I mean? Because they're already not thinking right.
Yeah.
Like it's you know, yeah, better social programs that help people who are at risk for these kinds of dangerous behaviors. Well, that just comes down to also health in general.
Yeah.
You know, we need better food. We need better fucking hospital and medical care. We need absolutely need better mental health care. We need a better sense of or people need at least some type of stake and sense in the economy so that they don't sit there and feel like that they're just some fucking cog in a machine, that they're useless. Like that's a lot of it, I think, too. Is just people just feel like they have, my life is meaningless.
Yeah.
My life is meaningless. What I've been having them fucking thoughts recently. Very recently.
Yeah, lots of people are just on a fucking treadmill. Like, it's a fucking just set to the maximum incline, and I'm not getting anywhere. No matter how hard I fucking work, I'm not fucking getting anywhere.
Even regardless of incline, even if it's just a flat thing and you're just in the same spot over
and every time you try and
over.
go faster, it goes faster.
Right, you know, like
it's like pushes you back. Nope. You are in your cast spot in
Right.
life. This is where you belong. Not over here. Not over here. You belong right there.
I want you right there at that fucking Walmart shelf stocking. You know, like it's.
Be happy with your position in life.
Oh,
says the rich people.
At least you got a job. Is it even?
At
fucking,
least you're not homeless. It's like fuck you. You're fucking sitting on a fucking pile of money that could fucking take care of me and
Actually,
fucking 5,000 other people easily for the rest of our lives.
Five?
Yeah.
Probably perhaps more than. But dude, on that thought, at least you're not homeless. You know what? Maybe if I was homeless, I wouldn't have as many of these fucking problems. Where the fuck am I going to pay? How am I going to pay my electric bill this month? How the kids going to get shoes? How am I going to pay this rent? How am I going to pay this water bill? Or the mortgage? How am I going to? You know what I mean? Like
we have a system that gives more and more people the short end of the stick. That's basically what it is. It's more people and more people and more people just getting left behind because it's just rich people helping out rich people to get richer so that they can get richer and vice versa.
And I saw an interesting report from Business Weekly Insider or whatever, which surprised the shit out of me. Allegedly, that the oligarchs that run this shit, some of them are now starting to freak out about the inequality. And it's like,
it's guilt.
you know what I mean? Like, well, thanks for having some bit of fucking humanity.
It's like, wow, after years of fucking ripping people off and sucking up as much money as you can,
now you give a shit. Right. You know, like it's
either do something to fucking fix the problem or shut the fuck up.
I mean, and they could easily do it overnight right here, right now. You know, like
you want to do something to help people? Okay, well then fucking start a fucking a charity organization that helps out fucking poor people, or start fucking, you know, like if I fucking had as much money as Bill Gates, and I fucking knew, okay, when I die, I'm not leaving my money to my kids, because he said that flat out. He's not leaving the money to his kids. I would go, you know what? I'm going to fucking help out fucking
Slacker Americana.
Small businesses. I'm going to fucking go and I'm going to give fucking grants or whatever you want to call them to fucking small businesses so that they could pay their employees a living wage. But I'm going to do it under the fucking contract that you are going to use this money to fucking supplement your fucking employees' income. Like, little pizza shop. I know you can only pay your fucking employees $7 an hour, but look, here, I'm going to fucking match that.
Well, here's a slight issue.
As long as the money gets to the fucking
right, but here's going to be a slight issue with that. Eventually, over time, that money runs out. It will run. Yeah. It will run out because what you
or take the money and fund it towards, you know, like,
well,
look,
whatever.
We need to fucking increase minimum wage.
Yeah,
just fucking finally admit it. We need to admit that we fucking
right. You're getting at where I'm getting at. This is systemic.
Minimum wage should fucking. It was always intended to match living wage.
Right.
You should be able to have a fucking place to live. You should be able to eat proper. You should be able to have fucking health insurance. You should be able to fucking get clothes. Like,
take care of yourself.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to work 80 fucking hours a week
in Pennsylvania at
fucking,
minimum. Yeah. You have to work 2 full-time jobs at minimum wage to just get a basic ass 1-bedroom apartment, no car, and just barely have enough to eat without any government assistance. None whatsoever. It's like, actually, I think it was like 95 hours. I think Pennsylvania, you need 95 hours at our 775.
Yeah.
In the Commonwealth. Sorry, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
There needs to be a fucking increase in fucking minimum wage and not a corresponding increase in costs. Because that's what fucking industry loves to do. Oh, we're gonna give people raises, but since everybody's getting raises, we're gonna fucking make our product more expensive.
Right. Well,
like,
because
that's what they love to do.
Because systemically, this is where the problem lies. It's quarterly profit for shareholders. That's the problem. Everything, if you look at, is based on quarters. Everything that we do is quarterly. How's our economy doing this quarter? What was the job report this quarter? What was the
fiscal quarter 4?
You know,
reports that we made
$700,000. And the thing is that actually, what I would say it's almost kind of like, it's going to sound fucked up. This is going to sound fucked up, but it's almost like a kind of a weird sympathy for the actual Walmart company, because they can't sit there. If they were to sit there with the Walton family, they don't do it, but whoever is running that shit now, whatever the CEO is, if he were to sit there and go to the the quarterly or the annual shareholders meeting and say, look, guys, we're going to invest heavily in our company right now. We're going to invest in our people. We're going to take care of our employees, all 150,000 of them, which is the single largest fucking employer in all of the United States and territories. We're going to take care of our people. We're going to make sure they have family leave. We're going to get them extensive quality health packages, blah, 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 blah. They would fucking lynch that motherfucker in a minute. The fuck you mean help your fucking employees? Motherfucking more stock options. Okay? More dividends. Because if, like I said, in a way, it's a fucked up way of saying this, but there is like almost like a sympathy / empathy towards Walmart has in and of itself has become the slave to fucking shareholders.
Yeah.
And they have to kick ass every fucking quarter because it's not even about making Walmart profit. It's about making the shareholders profit.
Yeah.
It's about in returning their investment and then some.
Yeah.
So it's almost like who's fucking who here?
Yeah.
You know,
it's a fucked up situation.
It really is. And then you get fucking the kid that's down in the stock room who's fucking, why am I doing this for $10 an hour? I can't even fucking afford a car. I can't even afford to move out of mom's house. Like, what's the fucking point of all this? You know, I went to fucking school and I got $60,000 in fucking debt. I can't get a job in that fucking industry because they just ain't fucking hiring. And no, I didn't go for basket weaving. I went for something important. You know,
when I started going to school, this was the hot industry. When I got done going to school, the bubble burst.
Yeah, you know, like, and on top of that, the automation of what's happening like I said, a kid goes and he gets a fucking business degree, and all of a sudden, like, he can't even get a job answering my dumbass fucking phone call to pay my fucking credit card bill because it's automated. Even the white collar shit's getting so automated at this point right now. You know, like, it's.
Well, automation isn't a bad thing if you're phasing out the monetary system.
Well, oh man, oh god, I wish we had another hour to talk that. But yeah, that's
part of the problem with American business is we gotta have instant gratification. It's short term.
Yes. Yes.
Like fucking. Remember how like fucking. Well, even today with cars, like. Not all models of cars, but like look at the fucking Chevy Corvette. It's been the same design since 2014. It's going to be the same design for at least the next few years. Before that, the fucking C6 was around for years. It's because look at Hondas. Honda would make, all right, this is the Civic. This is this generation Civic, and then they'd make it for 10 years. When they first started, like when Honda brings out a new Civic and they sell it for fucking like $22,000, they're not making money on that because Honda goes, all right, well, we're going to be making this car for 10 years. And we know in 2 years, our production system is going to be so streamlined for this car that our fucking costs of production are going to come way down.
Right.
So we're going to take a loss now. We'll make our profit later. American business goes,
I need
oh,
it
no,
now.
no.
Need it right now.
This is a new product. We can't take a loss. No losses. None of that. We need money now. So you're going to have to just sell the car for more. That's one of the things that's amazing about the Corvette is they just redesigned it in 2014 or came out in 2014, and it's the most technologically advanced Corvette ever made. And in the end, by the time the 8th generation Corvette comes around, they will have made a lot of profit off of that car. Like, I mean, they jumped up the technology and the quality of the materials and stuff from the 6th generation to the 7th generation so much, and yet the price of the car didn't change at all. It was the same exact fucking starting price for like $56,000. Even though It had carbon fiber in it. It had magnesium. It had carbon fiber
Right, right.
suspension and fucking magnetic selective ride control and, variable valve timing and fucking multiple traction modes and this, that, and the other. It had all this fucking fancy shit that fucking GM paid out the ass to develop. And yet the Corvette is GM's most profitable product. And that's because GM, in that sense, knows, okay, well, we know we're going to be able to sell this car for years. We're going to make a profit on it in the end, no matter what. Boom. And that's what businesses need to fucking do, is they need to realize, hey, look, if we pay our employees a living wage, we're going to have happier employees. Happier employees take better care of the customers. We have happier customers.
Make more money.
More return customers.
Which is more money.
They'll come back. They'll buy more products.
And if those people, and if those...
Our employees will be able to buy, like in the case of Walmart, our employees will be able to come back here and they'll be able to buy products.
Or go to other places of business.
Buy the shit they need.
But, well, not even so much the need, but maybe once they get past that stage, okay, cool, I got all my needs handled. Let me go after some of my luxury wants. And maybe that kid, he's getting 15 an hour now. Yeah. He's getting a quote unquote time and a half if you base it off of 10. He's getting time and a half as regular time. And he can then go and be like, you know what? I want to go to this fucking restaurant that I always drive past on work when I'm so depressed that I can't afford to fucking go there. And maybe he gets the balls to ask a girl out on a fucking date, goes to the fucking restaurant, gets some fucking macaroni and fucking macarons and all that good shit, goes back to his place or the chick's place, finger bangs her, and he feels great about himself. You know what I mean? That's another thing too. Is like, we all just need to start fucking. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'm dead serious, dude. You mean it? You can't tell me that after laying some good pipe in a chick and she fucking moans your name into your fucking ear, that you ain't feeling like a goddamn king. You ain't feeling great. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that if you know how to lay some fucking pipe, that woman's is going to sit there and be like, wow, this motherfucker knows what he's doing. Oh my God, this is amazing. Dude, we're all feeling good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, that's another problem that needs to be fixed is fucking, there needs to be loyalty. Like,
well, it's so across the board, man. But I mean, it's
the fucking people higher up in companies need to realize that
I want to blame,
they're being held up there by the people on the bottom.
Right. And the thing is I definitely blame Ayn Rand and Timothy Leary for all of this, for a lot of this, at least culturally speaking, on this fucking neo-individualism that we have, the age of the self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was Ayn Rand, the right-wing version? What was her whole shit? Like, man's happiness is his moral purpose. No matter who the fuck you fuck over to get it. You know, like, and Timothy Leary, politics is an old man's game. Tune out. Drop acid. Don't even fucking bother with it. Why worry yourself with old men games? Just improve yourself and you'll be a fucking beacon of fucking inspiration for the rest of society. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not how it works. So, all right, we gotta run. I gotta run. So, good stuff, man. I think we hit a lot, you know.
Vote Vern 2020.
So yeah, folks, thanks to Eric and Riley for hanging out with us today. And you can hang out too.
Our regulars.
We got 2 regulars now.
Yay.
So yeah, we're on Facebook, Slacker Americana on Facebook, Slacker American on Twitter, and who gives a fuck about Instagram? Don't even bother bringing it over, dude. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Let's just, and I'm not even worried about fucking music too. I'm just gonna say, throw up like the title card. If you want, throw the title card up there real fast. And then we're just going to say bye. So, all right, brother. Great job, as always.
Likewise. Thanks for joining us, Eric. And
hopefully, real fast, hopefully next week, I don't want to say his name because if he's got an angle popping right now, I don't want to fucking give shit away or blow anything. There's a very prominent independent wrestler out of New Jersey who has a wrestling school. He was scheduled to be here tonight, or not here, but on the show with us via the Google Hangout video chat. But as he said, he had a thing called, that's so weird how it fucking just dies off like that. But he said he had this thing. It's called an angle. An angle has sprung, which basically means like he has to now like go kayfabe, and he has to put on the whole show of being a wrestler on his social. Like he even said, I got to stay off of social media. Like I can't even do my normal politics rants. You know what I mean? Because he's got to maintain kayfabe or some shit like that. So hopefully next week He said it's going so. He told me last night. He was like, dude, it fucking popped, and it's like so like there's so much heat behind it right now. So he said he's like, from what he said, it's gonna sound. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have so much to talk about with it, and it's really fucking cool, and so forth and so on. So we'll see. Hopefully we get him. We'll get initials DC on fucking next week. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
But all right, folks, thank you so much. We'll be back next week, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. Tell your fucking friends. Tell your friends. We're only two guys and we're slackers. We can only promote this shit as much as we fucking can. You got to help us out here. Subscribe.
Hey, do us a solid, all right?
Oh, it's actually by my dick. No, it's your dick. That's right, your dick. Subscribe and ring the bell down below his dick right there. That'll help us out tremendously. Plus, tell your fucking friends. God damn it. God damn it.
God damn it.
God damn it. I'm trying to do the Saul Rosenberg. Oh, God.
God damn it. Share it on Facebook, will you?
God damn it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button, too.
God damn it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, gang. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Fade to the fucking title.